yeah, again, much like Fritz Kuhn, Dan is just too Nazi to have a job. So one of these workers says to the supervisor, Burros is giving us a lot of crap about the Nazis. The supervisor runs it up the chain. His bosses call Burros into their office. The bosses say, "Are you a member of the Nazi party?" Dan says, "Yes, and I'm proud of it." The execs are like, "Fine, but you're fired." Dan says, "You mean you're going to fire me? We'll have to pick it." The execs were like, "Fine, pick it, whatever, man. Bye."
Yeah, like all 5 of you.
All 5, enjoy.
Pizza shop.
Exactly. So Burros literally clicks his heels, throws up the Nazi salute, says Hail Hitler, and then marches out the door, goose steps out the door to his locker, where he retrieves a red Nazi swastika band, puts it on his arm, and marches on home. He goes out with a bang. So Mrs. Stratos comes home shortly after to find a mercifully empty basement. She didn't even try to collect on the rent that they owed her. She was just like, thank God they're gone. That's it. So true to his word, Burros and the ANP do picket the Chamber of Commerce with their pamphlets supposedly quoting executives with pro-Nazi sentiments in the chamber. Their supposedly pro-Nazi statements, which the chamber of course denies, but fuck knows. So spring of 1961 sees Burros back in the barracks. He's jobless, but he is unbroken. He's sketching Nazi uniforms. He's cleaning up his own uniform for the occasional group photo that they would do. And he suddenly gets very interested in karate and karate. And he takes a class in it to be the karate kid. But he immediately quits when he breaks a hand bone at home trying to karate chop a wooden board.
Oh.
So like on the first day, he goes to class, he comes home, he's like, I can chop a board, breaks his hand and quits karate. So his favorite thing to do though was guard duty because he got to wear his uniform for the cameras and stuff because there was always fucking cameras outside the headquarters, you know? So in May, Burros finds himself sidelined by George Lincoln Rockwell's so-called hate bus, which was sent down to battle the Freedom Riders in New Orleans. Rockwell works in this case with a guy named Michael Slatter of the National States Rights Party, which had some shared membership with the American Nazi Party of Rockwell's. So Burros has to miss the whole thing. He draws the short straw. He's assigned to HQ to organize communication. Slatter and Rockwell fall out immediately, with Slatter claiming that Rockwell is only there to steal his people and Rockwell only really there to steal Slatter's people. So they just don't agree on, I guess, whether or not that's a good thing. So infighting between the states' rights people and the ANP, and then also subsequent court costs over this whole hate bus thing, drains the ANP. It leaves them politically shaken and mostly broke. So in another beautiful characteristic scheme of Rockwell's, the commander then starts what's called the Homestead Builders Program, which maybe we'll talk more about at some point, I don't know. But basically this is Nazis doing landscaping work at cut rate wages in order to like save money to buy a bigger barracks on Wilson Boulevard. The troopers call it the Slavestead Company. So Rockwell is literally sending these Nazis out to do lawn work and undercut like even the immigrant labor in the area, and take all that money and use it for the thing. Yeah. So like loyalty problems, you know, coming here. Yeah. So it's not all like doom and gloom though for Dan and the ANP, because our boy is promoted in July to become Lieutenant Dan. That's right.
Aw.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
So Lieutenant Dan is made the national secretary and the official political education officer. He's only a third in rank behind the commander himself. And Dan also has a friend to do an oil portrait of him in full Nazi regalia, an oil portrait that he puts over his bed and stares at every night before he goes to sleep. I'd like to remind everybody at this point that Dan Burros is Jewish.
All right. Once more,
just stay with us here. Okay. Fritz here. This has been a highly manipulative attempt to entrap you into our Patreon page at patreon.com/tenepod to subscribe and get the full premium episode we've teased here. Also check out our Twitter account, also at Tenepod, and follow us, subscribe, and get the latest updates as well as whatever garbage falls out of our brains. So we cool?